everybody, welcome to the Open Review Show, where we review games openly, without even closing any single things. This time, Need for Speed No Limits faces the box. I know this is a pretty old game, it was released in like 2013 or 14, but I decided this one is all worth the review, and I've played the game for a very long time, so let's go ahead and review it. First of all, the overall physics. Now, it's not much to say, but the game has varied physics in terms of car. But of course, sometimes it can trample you. When you're drifting, you need to exactly make sure in which direction you are drifting. This game also gives you the option to start drifting very early, even if the speed is 100 kilometers per hour, even 120 or 130, or just 100 miles an hour for American terms. Of course, the crash physics are very good, so you need to be careful for that. It has a damage bar that has heavy damage, that tells how much damage is left. If you've suffered enough damage, then it's race over, and that's all the physics anyway. The gameplay mechanics on hand, you can actually destroy the so-called the street architects like the light posts or the light lamps and everything else. Onto the graphics part. Well, for those of you who have a higher next generation processor like me here, you can actually feel the raindrops on the screen. And for those who have Vulkan, or don't have Vulkan, that's fine, you can enjoy the game as long as it is playable. I put this in 60 FPS with my Redmi Note 11 and it looks stunningly good. The reflections are, let's say there is a less number of reflections, but you do see them a lot, often, and the reflections are quite good. Now onto the sound of this game. The sound design, however, is actually very good. Need for Speed's updates keep coming and they actually add good sounds, except for the electric car, the DeLorean Alpha 5, where they absolutely ruined it. All other cars sounds true. I think it's thanks to their partnership with Real Racing 3, they might have actually replicated and brought the sounds here. It is correct, to be honest. Whereas a proper muscle car should sound like a muscle car, and it can also have the traffic car effects sounding right at you. We're gonna play a few sound clips and then what? Onto the gameplay modes of this game. Well, to be honest, there are like 7 chapters, 7 enemies, 7 teams. Yeah, there are like 7 teams. 7 teams divided in almost 20 chapters of play. You gotta play 20 chapters across 7 rival gangs in Blackridge. Each of them will give you either a car reward, blueprint reward, or even a part reward. There is, of course, car series, which you can basically use your existing car and complete the series by upgrading your car and finishing them all. There are over more than 50 car series and it will take a very long time to complete. And as soon as new cars are added, so will the new car series be added as well. Again, you need a full car for this thing. The full car updated from the special events. That is one thing you gotta think. For those of you looking for parts, you can always go into tuner trials and get them. And the big one, the special events, is where you either finish on day 4 or day 5 of this thing, and you probably don't get the car at all. Or if you're a pay-to-win player, you can get the cars. There are a lot of special events you can unlock through the vault and even through the updates. And my best bet is just play 4 days or 5 days or even 6 days if you can, of the special updates, special events, and just ensure you get the blueprints. If you are a pay-to-win player, then this is a whole lot of better place for you. Just dump in that premium currency or gold in the game and win all the cars you can desire for. Some events are very easy, and that is very for sure. The bounties are an easier events to complete. But my best one is to try completing 4 to 6 days of these events. Only then you can get a hang of it. Until you get ready for those, you need to accumulate your gold currency and of course your speed. Your event skips. You don't want to be playing the same event necessarily on same. So the special events? Nah. No. As for the car collection, you've got the best upgrade, best cars in the world. What can you probably ask for? Well, you can ask for everything. And there are a lot of cars separated like 6 categories in a sense. But most of the cars, when you are new, you need to collect blueprints for them. And then you can unlock the car itself. Much like Asphalt 9's blueprint system. And to level up or upgrade them as well, you also need the same blueprints. The number of blueprints to unlock or upgrade increases as per the car, as per the rarity of the car in a sense. So if you're looking for a Porsche Carrera GT, you might want a 1-star, or even you might want to get a 3-star blueprint. You'll need to get like 40 blueprints. As for the car customization, this thing is very same to what you expect the other standalone Need for Speed games. You only get to upgrade those cars, you only get to customize those cars, the body kits, based on whether the body kits are actually available for them or not. For example, this Mustang, we can get the RTR body kit, which was actually made in real life. But there are some cars, especially the hypercars, that do not have this luxury at all. Maybe even the old classic cars don't here have an opportunity to get custom body kits. This McLaren 650S, it has the 650S GT3 body kit from McLaren, unlocked at stage 9, but you need to get the spoilers separately, and that's one thing for sure. But there are some cars which do not have this luxury, or maybe not. Like for example, take the Pagani Huayra. You may have very less body kits, but it may look like a Losan King. It only has arched wheel fenders and more diffusers, just an extension of their carbon. Again, when you move to the higher tier of cars like Super and Hyper, that's where the problem actually exists. You don't have upgrade or you don't have customization options like body kits or anything. Only the C Sports cars can take the customization. Maybe even the street cars can. And now about the multiplayer. Oh my goodness. When I want to talk about the multiplayer, there's only one way out, and that is single player duels. It does reward you with different tiers as you progress up the scale, but you can only use a specific car as specified here, like this one. And if you don't have it, then you're not going to play it. There's also an event leaderboard for the same thing. Highest tier is S class, and once you reach S class tier in all 3 tiers, you are a rival, the highest. There is only just one problem with multiplayer, and I've written it all the time. Players actually face players that are higher than them, or even lower than them. Even in the lowest tiers, you get overpowered machines. No matter how overpowered they are, you just can't defeat them. And if there are people that are less powerless than you, they will somehow snake drift from the start and get to the top speed, like I mentioned earlier in the physics game of the game. Now for the verdict. Well, Need for Speed Unlimited is one such game you can actually play on. If you're only here for the single player experience, I advise you can only finish up till Flaming Skulls. No, not Flaming Skulls. The Royals. You can only finish up till Royals. Bloodfangs, you have to get a hypercar, which is an absolute pay to win. You might want to get a car more than 1000 PIA performance rating, for which only the NSA Venom is there. As for the multiplayer, no. Overall, it's a good game. Bye.